Well, here we are again. It's a bittersweet moment. It is your final assistant commissioner's note of the season. Just take a moment to drink all this in, gentlemen. Appreciate what a great year we've had. What an awesome inaugural season of Cup the Balls. And pass around a few thanks and a few kudos to some of the key people involved. First, of course, to me for making the most effort to entertain you sad saps with your sad, pathetic fucking lives throughout the season with these little video tidbits of wisdom. You're welcome, as always. To Eric, for not only having this idea, but being the person with the blood, sweat, tears, and sheer lack of anything worthwhile to do in his life to make sure that this happened. Eric, thank you for that. And you know, as much as I've given you guys a hard time, I love so many of you. Alex, I love you, man, in spite of all the jokes I've made, just not in the way your castmates do. And Jamie, I love you too, man, just not quite in the way your employees at the prison do. And Eric and Greg, I've loved you guys more and more every day since we all went and got tested together at the start of our three-way relationship. Isn't it awesome our wives still don't know? Jeremiah, well, I wouldn't be the first man recently to say I love you, now would I? Well, there you go. Scrounge, Jake, well, it's been nice getting to know you guys, and I'm betting I'll get to know one of you next season even better. With that, let's get down to the games. I consistently have shown through the regular season that I am better than all of you but one, and that is you, Scrounge. And now the playoffs are my chance to show I'm better than you too. Scrounge, that game this week against Alex was well played after losing to you by a scant 2 points. That's right, folks. The word of the day is scant. Go look it up. Try and work it in. Jake, it's spelled S-C-A-N-T. Really simple. Just a little bit harder than cat, although it does have all the letters of cat. Scant 2 points last time we played. I'm ready. It's time for me to give you the business. Third time, it's the charm, Scrounge. Alex, goddamn, man, I thought you had it. 4 QBs on your roster. 4 QBs, and you have no luck. You played the only one that didn't get you double digits, and in spite of that, if you just played Eric Decker instead of Denario, Alex, whoever the fuck he is, you would have won. You would have won. Jamie, you played a great game too. I can't tell you how sweet it was to beat you twice in a row. But I'd just like to point out for you and for Alex that I think this is a sign that your fantasy syphilis is starting to show from that terrible, terrible fucking trade you two consummated earlier this year. And speaking of trades, that brings us to Eric and Greg playing in the Who Gives a Fuck Bowl. The battle for 5th place. Jesus Christ. Fuck you guys both. And by the way, Eric, speaking of terrible trades, how'd that trade raping I did for you go earlier? I looked up how Witten's done since I gave him to you. In your playoff push to desperately try and get in the It Matters bracket, he gave you double digits once. Meanwhile, Andre Johnson has been lighting it up for me. Suck it, bitch. And Greg, well, Greg, this is what you get for drafting 5 players on the Giants. Tough shit, man. Jeremiah and Jake, last and laster. Jake, you had a great return to form this past week. You started one player in Robert Griffin III who was ruled out of the game and was wearing street clothes rooting on his fellow rookie backup. And you started one player in Dwayne Bowe who is on injured reserve. Just so you know, Jake, I know football isn't quite your thing, but injured reserve means he's not going to play at all the rest of the year, no matter what. So he's useless to you, no matter what. Especially in your starting lineup, no matter what. I'd try and make it simpler, but I don't have time to break out my daughter's crayons and draw you a fucking picture. Jeremiah and Jake, somebody, please Christ, tell these two fuckers the league isn't over yet. They have one more game, and that the loser had better be clearing some space out on his mantle for whatever the fuck Jamie's concocting for that last place trophy. By the way, Jamie, I really hope you're making that first place trophy awfully big. I have an awfully big house to put it in, and I would hate for it to not be able to really command the presence in the room the way that it should for something this important. So get to work, asshole. And speaking of Jeremiah and Jake and the who gives a fuck, I'm sorry, that's Eric and Craig. Just couldn't help but mention that one more time. Jeremiah and Jake in the toilet bowl. How the fuck is it that Jake's still starting Dwayne Bowe, who's on injured reserve, and he's still favored to win based on the point projections? Jeremiah, how fucking terrible is your team? Sweet Jesus, Ellen could have run a better team than that. At this rate, Ellen will have your spot in the league next year. Christ almighty. Alex, Scrounge, still need your money. Probably easier for you to get it to Eric, but get it going. Greg is committed to send his along with a Christmas card and a picture of his child that I don't give a shit about, but at least he's committed to send it. So Alex and Scrounge, who each owe $20 to the fund, give it to Eric. Or send it to me. Just please Christ don't come to my house. Alright, stalk me, find me, whatever you have to do. Well, I guess that's all I have, gentlemen. It's been a great fucking year. I've had a lot of fun. And I can't wait until next year. Hopefully Eric, in one final execution of his commissioner powers, will arrange a little postseason get-together where, at the very least, we can all get drunk and stupid together. But assuming that won't happen because, Eric checked out in October, I'll take this last chance on behalf of him as the commissioner and myself as the assistant commissioner of Cup the Balls to thank you all so much for playing and so much for donating your money. I look forward to spending it. As always, gentlemen, the pleasure's been yours. Go fuck yourself.